Hey there, gamers! Back again. This time we're going to take a look at a title for the Xbox 360, published by Atlus. It's Spectral Force 3. Developed by Idea Factory. Actually, this game was developed back in about 2006 or so. It wasn't released in North America until about 2008 or so. It took about 2 years to come over. There's XPac. This is a company that helps Idea Factory release games on the Xbox systems. And it does support full-on HD, up to 1080p. So, the opening cutscene, the little animated cutscene you see in the opening looks really nice. It's English dub only. English dub isn't too bad.
Where am I? What?
So anyway, Spectral Force 3 is the third title in the Spectral Force series. It's a completely different style, though, than the original two. The first two were originally on the PlayStation, and they played more like Dragon Force, where you had these giant armies and you command them to fight other giant armies in these giant conflicts. Spectral Force 3, though, plays more like a traditional strategy RPG, where you only have like a group of 6 people in your party, and you have to go up against the other people, which generally will be twice as many people as you, and so on. The Spectral Force series is also, though, part of a larger series called the Neverland series. And Neverland is pretty much, no relation to Peter Pan, but Neverland is pretty much like Idea Factory's one of their big series. It's a giant, pretty much this world of like 40-some, like these couple continents, one big continent, it's like about 40 different countries in there, and they're always in continual combat. There's always been a war going on in Neverland. It's pretty much a world where humans and demons and all sorts of other magical creatures coexist, and there's always a battle happening. Now, I'll admit, just skip the rest of the opening now, but I haven't beaten this game yet. It's a long game, though. Like, I haven't gone too far, like, story-wise, but I'm already, like, about, you'll see, 17 hours into it. And you see there's a lot of characters. You have about 40 characters you can unlock in the game. I've only unlocked maybe a quarter of them, maybe close to half, maybe a third at most. So pretty much here's your headquarters. So of course you have the data, save, load, options, that stuff. The ability to converse with your people in certain moments. So there's 2 I could do previously. You have the smithy where you can forge the weapons, making it become stronger for each character. You can also build armor, accessories, emblems which give you specific abilities, like the Revenge emblem will let you counter with a heart attack if you have the SP to activate it. And another thing is, all these things you can create, they need certain materials. There's also a technique scroll, so you can give them. Pretty much every character will have 3 skills that will be exclusive to them, and then there's also the ability to give them 3 equipable skills or techniques, and then you can sell stuff. Here you have your equipment room where you can adjust all your equipment. So here's your main character, Beginner. His friend Diaz, who's the healer, and pretty much in every battle you always have to sortie Beginner and Diaz in every battle. So you see it ends up getting a lot of characters. You can also adjust their stats. In this case, if you have extra experience left over, you can add it to them so you can give them a level up at the end. But let's get to a mission. Now, see, I don't have any missions. Those are story-based ones, and those only appear every so often. I just did one, and here you go. There's all these different countries. I've destroyed one so far. That's the Maimai Knights. So let's go to the Overlord Army, and see I have some new missions here. And now I actually have the ability to destroy certain countries. It's up to my choice in a sense. So, but anyway, we'll just do a Hunt in the Desert 2. And it's just an extra mission, pretty much. It's a level 3 mission. I should be able to get through it, no problem. So see, you always start off with Beginner and Diaz. So, I'll just put up some of my favorite characters. I love Shima Zwei. He's one of my favorite characters. We'll, put Meyer in, who's also been in a number of, Neverland titles. Trick Blue. And, Cassius I'll put in. Like I said, though, the Neverland series is full of different games. There's the Spectral Force series. There's the Generation of Chaos series. There was in the early days of Idea Factory, its first titles were the Spectral Tower series. There's 2 of those, and it's a very large series. And there's a lot to it. So actually now before battle you can go over, see where how each character goes, you know, what the order is. As you can see, it's not much of a looker. I'll admit that right now. I mean, it supports up to 1080p. It's a full-on HD, but it's not a looker. That definitely, it's not going to amaze people in terms of graphical capability. But really, for me, that's not like a big focus, for me at least. So see right there? When you walk up to people, you have a choice of 3 different strengths. You have a light, a medium, and a hard. Certain characters, though, have the ability to, like, right now, Trick Blue could also launch an opponent up, but since he's above him, he can't do the launch. But anyway, so a light will do 1 AP, and you start with 7, basically. You use 1 AP to move, if you have to, and then a light does 1 AP, a medium does 2, you see I missed there, and a hard does 3. So now there he's going to move. And Shimazai, since he has the gun, he can do long-range attacks. He can attack from up to 4 spaces away. And as you see, his medium attack has a wind element added to it, and his hard attack has the ability to send an opponent back 2 spaces. And you can pretty much free rotation no matter what. You know, with the right analog stick. So you see, there's that, you know, spot behind him. So let me see if I can get the hard attack off. And actually, you see, if you didn't notice that, what happened is he got hit with the damage and he got pushed back. But since there was a wall blocking him from getting pushed back, he takes extra damage because of that. And that's the thing, like, you know, a lot of people install Idea Factory games mainly because they might seem generic, you know, they might not seem revolutionary in any sort of manner. Now Diaz, he can't, I'll get back to that. Now Diaz can't attack for himself, and he can't even heal for himself. I had to give him a skill, which was HP up, which lets him recover 30% of his HP. Pretty much what Diaz does, he can raise the SP of a character, which lets them use, you know, skills or their special attacks. He can recover them from any elements, and he can also heal HP. And another thing he can do is lay down these spots called HPs. They're pretty much special spots that allow, if you step on them, they will heal you after pretty much after everyone's done their turn. So I move like Cassius here, he'll heal when the turn's over. There's also other spots called Geomancy lines, which I don't believe the stage has any, but you know, there's 3 different versions of Geomancy lines. There's one that heals HP, there's one that heals SP, and then there's one, if you look on the bottom right, we have what's called the Friendship Gauge. As that fills up, each of those green blocks, I have one almost filled up now, each of those green blocks has the ability, lets you pretty much do an assist, it lets you, if there's someone who's able to get there in time and can attack the enemy, you will do, you know, you can hold RB, and choose, you know, okay, I want you to help attack this person. If you have 2 bars filled, then at the end of your turn, you can do what's called teamwork, and that lets you pretty much give the character a second turn. Every time you use a friendship attack, every time you use an assist or teamwork, your friendship, your RG goes up. 5 for an assist, 10 for a teamwork, and pretty much every single, I have 100s, every quarter, every 25, 50, 75, and then 100, you get another meter added on to your rage gauge, I believe it's called. And that lets you do like a giant team attack. Since see now I have enough, so I have enough SP, so I'm going to do a fireball. So that's all I can do since it's midair. And you know, I'll just play along here, you can just watch me play. But like I was saying, generally a lot of people seem to insult Idea Factory because they're not revolutionary, they're not really doing anything new. They might seem a little generic. But to me, I'm not really going to focus too much on that. To me, I've enjoyed Idea Factory games that I've played. I enjoyed Chaos Wars on the PS2, a cool crossover RPG. I really enjoy Spectral Force 3. I think it's personally, in my opinion, one of the best, like, straight up strategy RPGs that you can play. See now I can do teamwork, so I'll do that, and I'll move Myra. So see now Myra can move over. And see, her hard attack knocks the opponent down to the ground. When they're down to the ground, every attack you do is an automatic 100%. You will always hit. And that's going to stay until that person's turn comes up. And, just finish off. And another thing Diaz has is, if he's on these little spots, either Geomancy line or his Geo HP that he lays down, he can do one of his special attacks. So I'll show off Earth Guardia. You see, it's a lot of range for it. Unfortunately, only one character can hit with it, but I'll show it off. It's a special skill that he can do. And you know, when you level up, you're allowed to choose which stat you want to increase. You know, HP, you know, attack, defense, and so on. Another thing is when you're knocked down, you actually use up some AP just to get up. So you see, there's a lot of, you know, depth to the strategy in this game, and I think people who install Idea Factory, you know, without really thinking about it, I think just aren't giving them a chance. You know, you don't have to be revolutionary to be an enjoyable game. Sometimes you just have to be, you know, sometimes you just need solid gameplay, and to me, Idea Factory knows how to do solid gameplay. I would love to show more of this off, but I'll just save it, you know. I'd say check this game out. It used to be, it was originally released by Atlas in 2008, so it was like $60. Now you can get it for around 20, and for 20, definitely. I mean, the story isn't too much, but really for this one, it's about the gameplay. You want to play this for the gameplay. So, you know, I just really wanted to show off Spectral Force 3. I want to give people, you know, my opinion on Idea Factory titles, and there you go.